Howdy, folks. Happy Catterday. Last Catterday of the year. Crazy, huh? 2023 coming up. Alright, so I can't remember if I've actually done a brief review of these Christmas heroes or not on the seasonal summon. So even if I did, it would have been a long time ago, and we got a couple new ones added. So Santa and Aurora are from this time around, so I thought I'd do a quick review on them. Some players are pretty familiar with them. They've been around for about 3 years now. This would be the third summons, I believe. But the two new ones were just added this year, so Krampus. Is he worth it? Oh, you bet. Alright, this guy's got a very unique special. Let's read over what the family bonus is, though. Jingle bells. So it summons a snow elf minion for the caster with 8 HP and 8 attack. So that's not bad to have an extra minion. They're always helpful. They're never a bad thing. Each minion inherits an additional 2% HP and attack for each unique hero of the same family. So if you're going in with Krampus, Rudolph, and let's say Aurora, then you've got an extra 6% coming of both attack and HP. So it's not bad either. We need some more minion eaters, though. To counter these minions. There's only a couple of them in the game, so, but that's a good thing. So let's read off a special. You better watch out. So he's 53 average. He'd need to go to 58 to be fast. That's easily doable with the purple speed weapons, because I believe the lowest might only be 6 points, but that still puts him into the fast category. Inksplosion definitely isn't at 9 speed points, so that'll make him functionally faster. 155% damage to all enemies. It's not a bad amount of damage. It is on the lower end, but when he was first released, he did so much damage to everybody. Like, he was a one monster wrecking machine. Like, it was ridiculous. So it did need to be nerfed. But it's the other parts of his special here that makes him so unique and kind of sought after by a lot of people. And that's the stealing of the buffs. Alright, so there's a lot of heroes, and I sometimes forget to switch them up, that do buffs for the team. Because literally, I'll take in Nima and let's say Jocasta, not thinking about it. Well, Jocasta boosts charge speed when she goes off. And then you got Nima, who does the minions, but also the defenses against purple. And then this twit steals it all. So not the minions, of course, they don't transfer, but the up the defenses to purple and the charge speed off of Jocasta, and then all of a sudden the other team is buffed up nicely, and my team's sitting there going, well, what the hell just happened? So that's where he really shines as far as that goes, especially if the buffs aren't just on one person. Like, say Emma does the defenses up buff once her special goes off, like, that'll only steal and redistribute to one. But it's the buffs where everybody gets them. Same with Wyatt, because he does charge speed up on a buff. Coyote does defenses up buff. You know, so those ones that help out the whole team, all of a sudden it gets stolen by this guy. Steal is applied even if the caster is killed by a counterattack, and yep, I've had that happen too. So that's just a nice little thing written into a special there that makes him even better, because then Tamika, say he kills himself by hitting Tamika, doesn't matter. all those buffs are still going to go. So the counterattack's going to then proceed on to his team, even though he's dead. So, interesting, huh? Lifts all dispellable status ailments from all allies and randomly distributes them on enemies. So if it wasn't bad enough that this twit's stealing the whole entire buffs of your team, he's giving you back the status ailments you hit with. So defense is down, like Marina, say. All of a sudden it's back on your team and it's harming your team. So this can turn a match around, especially with good synergy, because there's obviously a lot of good yellows. Like, yellow is the strongest category. I don't know why they distribute it all into yellow colors, but, you know, like, you combine them with Hypernova and maybe Unicorn on a purple stack, that's nuts. Or say you're taking a 3-2 yellow team and you got Douche Fist in there along with Verminous, and like, it's crazy. Like, you can make some unique synergy combinations with this hero too, which is another reason I suppose it makes him so popular. So yeah, definitely worth leveling. Alright, let's take a look at Dappa Santer here. Alright, Santer, what you got for us? A seasoned greetings. What's he season it with? Rosemary and thyme? So charge speed is 61, and that is the fast category. I thought the breakpoint for him to be buffed up would be... is it 63 or 64? I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up, but a checkoff would add another 9 speed points, making him 70. And I think 71 might be extra fast. So I do believe there is a break point in here. If you put a speed weapon on him, that does make him functionally faster. I just can't recall right offhand. I haven't got it memorized, and I don't have the chart in front of me, unfortunately. But yeah, I do believe there are weapons that will make him functionally faster, so that's good. Alright, so Naughty List Nullifier. I never read that before. That's pretty funny. Alright, 200% damage to the target and nearby enemies. Not a bad amount of damage. The delayed attack, though, I'm not a huge fan of the delayed attack. I don't know how other players feel about that, but the target and nearby enemies receive 300 damage and their charge is reduced by 30% after 3 turns. Compared to the other delayed damages out there, this isn't bad. But yeah, I mean, it can be cleansed too. So Bridget's a cleanser, she could take that out. Coyote, Jocasta, Logan. There's a lot that are cleansers. Quilla could take that off of him too. So would it be effective? Probably not all the time, but considering how fast he's charging up, that's not bad either. His defenses look a little bit low, so does his health actually. But I suppose that would kind of be a counterpoint to him being able to charge up as fast as he is. I think this would certainly be effective against the War Machine. Let's just compare, because his stats seem pretty low. Yeah, he's at 770 and 1365 here. So he looks good as an offensive hero here, whereas Krampus in turn can play offense and defense both. He's actually quite handy on defense, mostly Krampus is. This guy seems more like he's not a sniper, but he seems more like an offensive hero to me. And if you were to put emblems on him, I'd probably want to buff up, because his attack stat's not bad. I'd probably want to buff up the defenses and some heart along the way. Some health. I would put a bit more attack on him, but he seems like you want to keep him alive longer, so. Interesting, though. I do think there are better reds. Speaking of which. Alright, so he's a bit low on the defenses too here. Not a bad attack stat, that's for sure. And the health, I don't think it's too bad overall. If you're to put emblems on him, or if I was, I would be going defenses. And attack mostly. Because this is just what he's great at. So, charge speed of 43. Now, he just needs to get to 50. He would just need a check off for that. Well, you know what? 7 points would make him 50, and I believe that is what the weapons here are. Ba-da-ba. The Tigger is 7 points, is it not? Yeah, so there you go. Tigger will make him faster, and anything past that as well, so Chekhov's gonna work as well. So that is good info to know. Alright, where'd you go, Rudolph? Alright, 185 damage to all enemies. Not bad, but this is where he really shines, is the minus 48 defense against red for 3 turns. Deadly. I have a teammate that's got Blunderbutt and this guy. For the green war machines. Oh man, he hits 100k hits so often on that. It's hilarious. I'm not sure who the other 3 reds are that he's using, but I know he has that combination and it's pretty fun. Gotta say, it is pretty fun to watch him hit a green war machine. Like, very rarely does he hit under 60k on the green war machines, and that's specifically because of this combination. And when he gets enough red tiles, that there's that much more impact with Blunderbutt special combined with this, that he easily hits 100k. It's quite funny. So he of course would be, for the color defenses down, he's pretty coveted for that reason. Alright, removes buffs from all enemies. Guess what we don't have enough of in the game? This is another reason why he's coveted. It's great to have the 5-star buff removers when it's from all enemies, because there are a few that are all enemies, but there's also a bunch like Sure Shot that's only the target plus the 2 beside them, so this guy comes in pretty handy for that, removing buffs from everybody. And the caster gets 38 armor per each buff removed. He can surely defend himself well, huh? Adding the armor on top of that. So I think he's a really good red, and he's kind of underrated in a lot of ways, because there are some other decent reds, of course, but you don't really see him on defenses and stuff too much anymore, and you know, he can be quite tough. So he's a good hero for sure. I would definitely put the mats into him. Okay, sharing is caring. Now this guy is one of the better 3-stars overall. I really think when it comes to 3-star support heroes, he's the best, in my humble yet honest opinion, because of what he does here. So the 160 armor for all allies is awesome, plus the shared damage for 3 turns. So we just saw the variant suits come out, and written into Edge's special, variant special, was the shared damage, plus defense is down. Well, Edge has become quite the tank material because of that costume. And this guy actually can hold his own at tank in a tournament as well. It's quite a good special, and it's good to see some more shared damage heroes in the game. So it doesn't apply to status effects though, but that's a good thing. But the rest of it is quite protecting for your team, and then he's going to wipe out the status ailments from all allies, so quite handy indeed. this little guy. I take him quite a bit on events too, especially the higher levels. Once it gets a little bit harder, especially in the challenge events too, as you get up there on the boards, I just take this guy in and use some energy drinks on him. So quite a good special. He is one of the only 3-stars that I have put emblems on as well, just because I use them so much. And in my alt account, I have no higher support heroes at all, so I emblemed them right up to 20 in that account. Alright, Pippaluck. This girl is solid. Guardian of the North. Good job. We need the polar bears. Okay, so she is very handy and I think a well-rounded hero overall. I have her at 20 emblems in both my accounts, I believe. So the speed node, I believe, does help her too. I just can't remember where it is in the assault class. Since she's at 49, she'll go to 50. And that's the break point. So it does make her faster, and the emblems is one of the few heroes that it does help. So I checked that out before I did that because I didn't want to waste emblems, and sure enough, being at 49 average, 50 is the break point. She'll still be average, but it will drop a tile off her charging, so that's awesome. Her stats aren't bad at all. I went more defense and I went attack on her talent grids. Like, her defenses are already high, so sometimes she is harder to get rid of, so buffing that up a little bit just protects her health more, right? So I thought that was a good idea and took the attack and the defense path there. 265 damage to the target and nearby enemies. Good amount for sure. Target and nearby enemies are marked for 3 turns. The caster drains up to 14% charge from the marked enemies whenever they receive buffs. So this is unique about her special, and she ends up charging quite quickly once she goes off the first time. Gives her good synergy and a green stack. It also makes her quite useful in quite a lot of scenarios because I do use her a lot in tourneys and a lot in events. And quite frankly, most wars, she's in green stacks a lot of the time. So I sometimes actually pick her before my slower 5-star greens, especially if they don't have emblems on them, because she's buffed up with the emblems and has the higher defenses, right? So really, I like her special. I like this hero overall, so I think she's worth it. I have a couple copies in each account, one with emblems, one without, so obviously I've thought enough of her to level up a second copy. So just an all-around solid hero that holds her own, so that's a good thing. And that draining charge comes in quite handy for sure. And then I do believe there's one green speed weapon, but what is it, 6 points? Yeah, she would have to get to 58 to become fast, so I'm not sure that any of the green speed weapons help her offhand. Alright, Quilla, support hero. I can't see too many. I just don't think she's too popular, and I can't see too many people putting talents on her, considering that they would want them for Verminous if they have them. Alright, let's explore why. So I did manage to get her in my alt account off of one of my tickets, so I got her for free. And I'm definitely, after 0 point, I'm definitely leveling her up. Like, my blues were kind of dreadful before this month, and I managed to get a copy of 0 point and Quilla, so that was quite shocking. So she's got 637 for defenses. I don't know, her stats don't seem that bad. She's got a high attack stat. Snow Glare Snipe. She's an owl clan tracker. What's an owl clan? That sounds like a clan I would like to join. Huh, interesting. So she does come in handy for this status ailment clearer. 345% damage to the target. Damage is increased by 23% per each cleared status ailment. Yeah, it does for a sniper having that slow charge. Yeah, people are gonna kind of pass on her because of that, I would think. So 36 is slow. She needs to get to 43. A blue speed weapon will definitely help her because I believe they're all 6 or higher. So she would be a bit functionally faster. It is kind of surprising for a sniper that she's that slow. Considering the damage is about on par with other snipers with similar... with similar specials, so I'm not sure why that's quite that slow charge, but the damage increased by 23% per each cleared status ailment is pretty cool. So if your team's burning or whatever, defense is down or whatever it's got on it, that damage can actually be quite high. So she would be handy going up against teams that are just handing out status ailments. So teams like where maybe Pollux is on them, he does all that burn and that sort of thing. So maybe that's why they kind of tempered her charge speed, but at the same time you gotta have a lot of status ailments on there to really make that damage go up. But you could probably easily finish off somebody, no problem, that's got lower health with that mixed in there, but I guess I'm gonna find out because I am leveling her. I do think all of them are worth leveling for different reasons. Alright, where's Aurora? She's the last one. Alright, she is brand new. She's a Winter Wonderland woodcutter. Call of the Northern Lights. So she's at average speed, so she only needs 2 speed points to go to 58 and become fast. So is it the Bargo? No. I'm not sure which weapon it is. That's the green speed weapon offhand. I know I got it in my alt account. Sentry class. There's a bunch of decent Sentry class heroes. She's got good defenses. Look at that, 757, that stat. So she's built in to have survivability. Deals 350 damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies. That's a good amount. Deals extra damage against blue. Okay, so she's going to be wanted for this. Extra damage equals 40% of damage dealt. So that's good against the war machines for sure. And in a green stack where maybe you're taking on blue tanks. The target and nearby enemies get minus 42 attack for 3 turns. That's always handy. I love that about Clara because she does attack up for teams and attack down against the enemy. So that makes her super handy for red war machines. So this would definitely make her handy for blue war machines as well. She's got that blue extra damage against blue, and then the minus 42 attack for 3 turns softens the blows of the war machine, just like Clara does with her attack down. Those attack down heroes are quite awesome. I like all of them that I have, so that would be handy. She's definitely worth it too. So they're all unique specials in some little way, which is great that they've written some of this uniqueness into them. So it makes some fun heroes, right? And you can probably make a lot of good combinations with her as well for synergy on green stacks. So, and then Blunderbutt up the damage maybe. So I find heroes like this, event heroes seasonal heroes, whatever they are, that they do have kind of unique specials, so you can make these awesome combinations with Blunderbutt and all that sort of thing, right? So that's what I like doing. I'm sure some of you that have watched my war videos notice that, because I take in some pretty funny teams sometimes just to see how they do, but yeah, that's all part of the fun of the game, right? So that's it. Oh, I got 2. Yeah, let's use these up because the summons will be gone soon enough. Not expecting anything, just pulling it off the cuff here, but I managed to get some tickets out of my loot, so yay, look at that, 2 feeders. Woot woot. All right, folks, Happy New Year. I hope 2023 is a good one for you. Take care.